Share sponsor Learnish Pasam Yaakov Shalom Nabas Yitzchok. We're holding Bava Kamo Daf Yud Gimel. We're starting the fourth line from the top of the page. Says the Gemara, Gufo. Umalo Mal Ba'Hashem Lerabois Kotshim Kalim Shivamoyno Divra basically. So basically, the one is saying that Kotshim Kalim have a din that belong to the owner. Ben-Azai argues, Lerabois is a Shlomim. He's coming to say, didn't say Kotshim Kalim. He says Shlomim. He wants to explain in a moment what is the Mechloikis of Ben-Azai against Yeshiva clearly. Abba Yosef ben Yomer, Lo Yomar Ben-Azai Elo Bechor Bilvad. Ben-Azai, they argued, he didn't argue, he didn't say Shlomim, he meant Bechor. What does this mean? Omar Math, the more explains. Ben-Azai Yomer Lerabois is a Shlomim. What is Ben-Azai coming to exclude? Tell me that Bechor, that is not considered to be the Momoinoi. It's different than Shlomim. Hashta, Uma Shlomim Shetunim Smicho V'Nesochim V'Tnufas Chaz V'Shoik. Shlomim is considered to be much more of a carbon. When the Gemara brings over here different examples, how I'm treating Shlomim like any other carbon. Shlomim, you have to do Smicho. The owner has to lean in it. Nesachim, you have to add to it wine. Utnufos chaz v'shoik, you have to take the chaz v'shoik and pick it up. Very similar to other carbonis. So you see, you consider it to be more of a carbon. Omad moen bailamu, you say it's the money of the owner. Bechor mibaye, bechor, which doesn't have all these requirements. Of course, it will be considered to be the moen bailim, the owner's property. No, when he says that it's Shlomim, is considered to be a moment, and what is he coming to argue with a Riseg that says that every Kotshim Kalim is Mamoinot? So what we're talking about? We're talking about he's coming to exclude a Meiser. Of course, it says, as we see in the Bryce, how Meiser is different. Can't redeem it. Nimkar, you sell it. Tam chai, when it's with no blemish, you can sell it when it's alive, as we saw in the previous daf. Ubamum chai v'shachot, and when it has a blemish, it can be either alive or shechted. But Ma'aseh Ne'emar, when we talk about Ma'aseh, it says lo yigoel. So it says a different loshon. By part of the loshon is lo yitivde, and by Ma'aseh the loshon is lo yigoel, which sounds a stronger restriction on redemption. You can't sell it. Now when there's a line down checked it, you can never sell Ma'aseh. Ma'aseh you're not supposed to sell. So you see over here, as the Rashi brings, that Loigol learn from Loigol of Charamim, and we say you're not allowed to sell Ma'aseh. So you see that Ma'aseh is much less of your property. It doesn't really belong to you so much. So Ma'aser is not considered to be Mamoiner. That's what Ben-Azai is coming to say. Ravina learns this on the end, meaning where he says this whole Shaklavitario on the last part of the Brisa. Abba Yosef ben Ben-Azai said that Ben-Azai, who argued, came to say only Bechor. What do you come to exclude? Tell me that Shlomim is not Mamoiner. Bechor was born Kaddish, right? Was a Bechor, the firstborn. He's born Kaddish. Shlomim mibaye. So Shlomim, who is not born Kaddish, if Bechor is considered to be your mammon, of course Shlomim should be your mammon. So this is the exact opposite of the logic of the Gemara before. Before the Gemara understood that if Shlomim, which is more similar to a carbon, you have a din that it is Mamoino, he belongs to him. So Bechor is not so similar to carbon, of course. That was the previous case of the Gemara. According to this member of the Gemara is saying, if Bechor was born Kaddish, that's the Maila Bechor, has a din that's Mamoino, so Kol Sheken Shlomi. You come to exclude Meiser. Similar answer. Come to exclude Meiser, as I said before. Kidatani, more brings the verse again. You can sell it. There's a selling concept. You can't redeem it. That was a line. Now shechted. loitam v'loy balmum. So that's what's coming to exclude, but in Echrami, Shlomim is included. Says the Gemara, Habib Chor Bilvad Koamar. He said Bechor. He said, not only said Bechor, he said only Bechor. Bechor Bilvad Koamar. Says the more Kasha, you're right. There's a question. We have to understand how to answer this, and the more does not answer. Now, just to understand that we have over here, in the Brisa, how do you read the Brisa? Brisa told us that Tanakamos, Tanakamos very Seglili. Very Seglili holds that every Koch of Kalim is Mamayim. Comes Ben Azai and says that, the first word is Ben Azai. Ben Azai says, coming and saying Shlomim. Comes Abu Yosef in the story and says, only Bechor. Now, the first way I think I wanted to say that the more understood that Shlomim is more of a reason. If Shlomim is more of a reason not to be your moment, because it's more similar to Kabbalas. So Ben Az is the one who says Shlomim is Mamoina. As the Gemara says, according to the first Girsa, Shlomim, and of course Bechor as well. Shlomim and Bechor. What does it come to exclude? Nicer. Comes the next mandamar of the Stoi. It says, no. Ben Az did not say Shlomim, he said only Bechor. According to the Gemara's logic, it makes sense. Because Bechor is less of a kaching in comparison to Shlomim. That's more of your moment. So we have 3 shittas according to the first Girsa. Shitta number 1 is every kach of Kalim is your moment. Shitta number 2, we're including here Shlomim and Bechor, but not Meiser. And Shitta number 3 is not even Shlomim, only Bechor. Good. This according to the second Girsa of the Gemara. So what exactly did Ben Azai say? The story comes to say. Because the Gemara says that the story said, Lo yama ela Bechor bilvad. The Gemara understands that Bechor means it's more of a kachim than Shlomim. So if the story said Bechor, he meant to mean Shlomim as well. And it's coming to include what? Only Meiser. So what does Ben Azai according to the second sheet of the Brisa hold? The second sheet holds only Shlomim, not Bechor. Because the logic of the second sheet of the Gemara is that Shlomim is less kosher than Bechor because Bechor is Dushasoi, who's born Kaddish, right? So it comes out that basically between the two Girsors of the Gemara, the Shaila is Shita number 2 saying that Shlomim and Bechor Kachim are Kaddish, or Mamoyim, sorry, and not Meiser. And Shita number 3 is the one who says Bechor, but not Meiser and not Shlomim. Or it's the vice or the opposite. Meaning the Shita number 2 is the one who says Bechor and not Shlomim, not Meiser. Shita number 3 says Bechor and Shlomim Mamoyim and not Meiser. So basically it comes out 2 and 3 are interchangeable according to these two Girsors. Says the Gemara, Rav Amar. Now, okay, going back. So now, after we finish, the Gemara goes back to saying, we said before, how do we learn in the previously? The Gemara said, Chos Hashem ben Me'ilo. So the Gemara, what does it mean Chos Hashem ben Me'ilo? The Gemara understands that means that you could have kachim that are considered to be Mominim. Because only if they're Me'ilo, only if they kachim Kadashim, they have it in Me'ila, so then they're not your mom and you're not chayav them. That's why the Mishnah did not say Nechosim Kachim, Nechosim Kudoshim, Nechosim Kodesh. The Mishnah says Nechosim Shein Me'ila. Mashi, if Nechosim they have no Me'ila, you're chayav on their nezek. Mashi, even if they're Hekdesh. That's like worse than the previous daf. Because the more now it says, no, now we're going to come and change this. Says more Rav my nechosim shein be meilo. What does it mean nechosim? There's no meilo. Nechosim shein be din meilo. My ninu dehedut. I want to say by hekdesh you find meilo. Yes, some of hekdesh does have meilo, some of it does not have meilo. True, but the entire hekdesh family is included in the ones that there is meilo. Not in all cases, but there's meilo in the hekdesh family. So all hekdesh is excluded. The only thing we're including the yuchayev is hedjut. Says more relate to the hedjut, just say hedjut. Why are you saying Chos Hashem and Me'ilo? Say more kasha. Question. You know the cloud. Every time it says kasha in the Gemara, it means you could have an answer. It's not just a starka kasha. It's not such a strong question. It's kasha. It's not a teiko. It's not a tiyuvta. Kasha. The Lord should be a little better. Of course, as you're right, you could have said a better language. Omer Abi Abu. Shlomim shiziku goyvim ibsor. Right. So we're talking about here. If you hold that the Shlomim you're chayav, has to pay. So shlomim, if you that's the chor, the posh of shot that we're talking to understand that you are chayav, that shlomim is considered a winner. What happens when the shlomim or mazik, right? Is your moment. Now, until now we spoke about nizak. The shlomim got hurt. What happens? The shlomim did a hezek. Goyim mibasar takes away from the basar. Ve'inu goyim mimurein. You can take from the meat of the carbon which the owner is going to eat. That's considered to be his. But the imurim that go to the mizbeach, that's not considered to be his. So you can take your money only from the basar, not from the imurim. Look at Rashi. Rashi says, what's exactly the case? It says Rashi, before we see the Rashi, let's just see one line in the Gemara. Pshita, what's a chiddush? Imur legavoya sake. The imurim go to gavoya, you can't take from there anything. So letzricha legoyveh mi besaram keneged imur. We're taking the basar keneged imur. Meaning, as Rashi says, here we have to see the Rashi. Letzricha says Rashi, how the ketani ain't goyveh mi imurim. You don't take from the fat. How kabasha the chiddush is? They ain't goyveh mi besar keneged imur. You don't take from the basar keneged imur. Keep going. What's the case? Shor shaveh matayim shlegar shor shaveh matayim. You have a shor is worth 200. The gore is a shor worth 200. And I mean the first shor is a shlomim shor. Ain't a goveh lechetzio d'mei basar. Just take half of the value of the basar. Here's a girsa that says elechatzid d'mei basar. Even though it's not the full amount. But d'mei chatzia more in the half of the fat lo yishtalem d'mei chatzia acher shel basar. So even though the basar is worth more, and I can take more money from the basar, and from the entire axe, the axe is worth 200, you could take 100 from the basar. The basar you can take only 50. Because you look at the basar on its own, you look at the fat on its own. The fat you can't take out because it's imur and goes to this back. So you can take only from the basar, so you take half the value of the basar. Says the Gemara, and you don't take from the basar, you can take a imur. Says the Gemara, who are we talking about? Who, according to who we're saying this? According to Rabbanon, Pshita. What is the case of Rabbanon? Case of Rabbanon is if you have an axe that gored somebody and it fell into a bar. So you have to pay from the shore. Says Rabbanon, you don't pay from the bar. You don't take money from the bar. Big discussion over here in Taisis, what is exactly the point of Rabbanon that we're referring to? Are we referring to the fact that you don't take from the bar? Or the fact is, that's what Rashi is. You don't take from the bar. Why not take it from the bar? Because you see, if I can't take from the bar, I'm not supposed to take from the bar. Taisis says, what's the question? Right? There, when a shark gored and threw someone in the bar, after the reason we don't take from the bar, because we hold the bar did not do anything. Bar is only if someone falls into it, not if someone threw somebody into it. So it says, you take from the shore, if he's a tam, half an ezek. What about the other half? You can't take it from the bar. You don't take it from the shore. I don't go back to the shore and say, oh, you did an ezek, I can't take it from the bar, let me take from you. So by shore, gour, you have two participants in this action. You have a shore and you have a bar. You don't come and take from the shore what you can't take from the bar, or according to Rashi, you take from the bar what you can't take from the shore. So it says the Gemara, I can't take from one, I don't take from the other. So when Rav Nosson argues, or Rabbanon, and he holds that when the shore gourd, you take from the bar. How am I? You can't take from one, you take from the other. As the brings over here, I said a little wrong before. The shore is only a 50% participant. If he's a short time, you pay 50%, you pay only 25%. Rav Nosson holds, you take all the 3/4 from the bar. So what's here by Basar Yimurim? According to Rabbanan, of course, I take only from the one who I can take from, and he's not responsible for the other one you can't take from. And according to Rav Nosson, he is responsible. So why don't you take from the Basar? Says the Gemara, you're right. Either we have to say like Rav Nosson or like Rabbanan. When you have two bodies, you have a shor, you have Bala shor, you have Bala bar. So you're saying, or two different, even if it's the same, you have a shor and a bar. So you're saying you can't take from the shore, you don't go take from the bar. But if it's the same body, you have basar and imur together. You can take from anywhere in the body. So if you can't take from the fat, take from the basar, and the basar will pay for whatever the action. It's one big body. So that's the chiddush. You don't say that. Maybe we say like Rav Nosson. Hasu domli balashor lebalabor. The balashor tells to the owner of the bor, "I'm toroi bebirach hashkatino." Meaning the one who got hurt goes to the balabor and says, "Understand you? I found my short in your bor. You're responsible. I don't know about how he got there and didn't get there. Right now it's in the bor. We can see later when we get to that. Chat is like according to Rav Nasson, there is a bor is in essence or by definition is a mazik. The shark got hurt in your bar. But what do you have to know? Yeah, it didn't fall, it got thrown into it. But you're a participant and I found it by you, so I'm coming to you first. If there's somebody who doesn't want to participate, he may take a share of the burden. But you're the one responsible. My delays is whatever I can't take from the other, I'll come take from you. It's like when if you give him a little base, can you say the basar the imun did not hurt? It's one body, they're doing it together. You can't come and say it. I can't say, I don't know Chachmas and by you. It's one body that did it. So, Mimela, I would say, and I mean, in this case, there's one body who did it in one shot. I don't have more of a taina against the Basar more than the Imurim. So here I would say, you can't think for the Basar against the Imurim. Omar Rova, Toido Shiziko, you have Korban Toido, Vazahezek. Goyim Bisar Vein, Goyim Milachli. Take away from the meat, don't take away from the bread. So lechem shita. What's the chiddush? Take from the meat, not take from the bread. The bread for sure has nothing to do with the hezek. So what are you right? Sefer eats the chiddush. The chiddush is from the sefer. Nizak oichel basar. Nizak takes the basar, right? So you have a toido. The korban toido went and he gored. So now the nizak comes and says, okay, I have to take my damage from the shor. What's the shor? It's a korban. So I'm now become the owner of the korban. I will eat the meat of the korban. But the owner of the korban, the original korban, he needs to bring the bread together with the korban toita. So the Gemara, it's also the chor pasha, one pasha. The way it works is the owner of the toido is continuing to bring the toido with his bread. Now he has to pay. He's responsible to pay for the one who got damaged. So from what you bring, you give whatever is the money that belongs to this damage, you take it from the korban toido and you bring it to the one who got damaged. But you still are responsible for the korban. Says the Gemara, says maybe not. Maybe the bread is actually kind of secondary to it's not like it's just coming with the korban. That's what makes the korban into a korban. The lechem is a way to make the korban go, okay, I'm not taking the korban, so I don't have to bring that weight. It's not just another part of the korban. The chiddush is the lechem is part of the korban. You're responsible for the korban, responsible for the lechem. You have to bring both of them. You have to pay for part of it. You pay for the part of it, and that's it. But that doesn't mean that the lechem is just a hechetimtz, just a way for the basar to be okay. It's like a trigger to make the basar okay. I'm not eating the basar, I'm not bringing the lechem. No, it's a part and parcel of the actual korban. Okay, let's go on. This says the Gemara. The nechosim have to belong to a yid. The mutimai, what it comes to exclude. Il mutin of a kachovi, meaning of a goy. We're going to see later. Get to that lamed zayin. Shosh yisor shalagar shosh of kachovi. If you have a shor of a Yisrael who gored a shor of a goy, potter. So we're going to say that. So when you write, Tan of Adam Afash. Okay, we're going to say it. We're going to learn it soon. But right now, we're just giving the rules. Later, we're going to explain it more in detail. What does that mean? Meaning, each one says that we're talking about Yichos V'Yichodim when it's very clear who did it, who owes it. If I have an argument, one says you did it, one says you did it. One says your share did it, one says your share did it. So you're not chayav. So come on, we're going to see that later. Hey, there's two oxen running after one. Is a question of which one of the oxen was the one who gored. The bal because I don't know who it is. It's really like a moitzuch Allah raya. Says Gemara, Tani ve'odam afash. Yeah, now we're just giving the rules. Later we get into details, similar to what we said before. So when the Brayz it says Prad nichsei hefker. That's what we explained in the Mishnah. Mashma in the Mishnah. Nechosim yuchodim has to be miyuch, has to be owned, not hefker. So what's exactly the case? The Our shore was negach, a shore of hefker. Man totally. Who's asking to be paid? It's a hefker shore. It's a hefker gore. The one who got damaged doesn't have an owner. So who's coming to time? The look of the hefker, the owner. Talk about that a shore of hefker, gored shore of one of us. Lazy with laces. So go take it. It's shore hefker. So go take it. I mean, what is your time? I'm so upset that this shore hurt me. So take it. It's going to be yours. It says, that's what happened. It was a shor Evker. Shor Evker went and gored a shor, an ox of Reuben. Before Reuben had time to do anything, Shimon came and grabbed the shor. So Reuben goes to Shimon and says, this shor, I want it. He says, why do you want it? He gored. Nechosim Yuchadim. Only nechosim that belong to somebody, you can come in time and take it back. This is not nechosim Yuchadim. If a person has an axe who gored and he went and made it hegdish or made it hefker, he doesn't have to pay. Why? Because short time you take only from the shore, and the shore is not his anymore. That's the raya that we saw earlier in the Masechta of Shimon Shkop. You see from here that you give the chiyuv of a shore is the fact that it's your momoy namazik, not because he didn't guard it. Because if you didn't guard it, who cares it's hefker right now? Tanya Me'ach, you will bring your right. Yes, I can only you. If you don't know, he was negach, and then there was the owner made an hegdish. No, Gavagay, Kiopato, Potter, Shanema would be boiled. You have to go be made the owner. They miss Isha the Isha. The pasuk goes on to say, and then you have to go and you cycle the shore. So it says bailim and throughout the whole process. It has to be his owner throughout the whole process. It has to be the goring and bringing to base. So more of a gemardin lo beina. You don't have to be also the gemardin. Ha shoy sokol the gemardin u'dichtiv. It says shoy sokol that pasuk refers to the end of the din. Meaning all the entire process to be the same owner. If the owner was mafkir throughout the entire process, so then there's no way to take away. The owner's not chayav and the shore is not chayav. You don't take her anyway because he has to be nichosim yichodim. That's the only way. Okay. Now, in Rashi, just to point out, to the Big Machas Rishonim here, Gemara speaks about if the owner was makdishit or mafkir. What about if the owner sold it? Reuven owned the shore, and then he sold to Shimon. So Rashi has to be the same owner the whole time. But the Rambam says no. Bail means it has bail. It has an official bail. Either it's Reuven or Shimon, it's all bail. But Hegdish and Hefker is going to be that it's ownerless, and that's the only case that Torah is coming to explode. It says in if it's a rishus of the one who is damaging. If the one who got damaged went into the house or to the chutzner of the damager and he got hurt there, he says, well, what are you doing here? It's your fault. And then it says what does it mean? So the Gemara. The Gemara now is going to bring a machlekes. When you see Rishus and Nizuk Hamazik, the literal meaning means shutfim, partners, right? So Rishus and Nizuk Hamazik over here, the Gemara is going to say, if I have a partnership, a field that belongs to two partners, is there over there din hezek or not? Obviously, as Rashi is going to point out, talk about Shen Beregel, because Karen, horn you have everywhere. But Shen Beregel, the din is, as we mentioned earlier, you pater b'shus rabbi. If it's a b'shus rabbi, you pater. Question is, when I have two partners, that considered to be b'shus rabbi, or you say no, it's b'shus yachid. If one partner gored the other, it's considered to be b'shus that is a public domain for this case, or it's considered to be a private domain. That's a machlekes over here. So that's the Gemara. If Chotzer Shutim, one damaged the other, he's chayav. The African is what the Gemara is saying. Your potter. It belongs to the owner. And then, how do you read the Mishnah? Because the Mishnah says, the Chut Mishus Yuched Lamazik, Yeshuz Amazik Vanizok, okay, Shehizik Chal Amazik L'Shalom, right? So 3 stages. Your potter when you went into the one who got damaged goes into the damager goes to the mazik into his house. And second point, just a mazik vanizik partners, and it says you have to pay. So the question is, where do you put the comma? Says the more here you put the comma between the first sentence and the second sentence, and that's what he's saying. The potter, that's potter. In that case, then you have to pay. You have to pay if it's partnership. The way you read the Mishnah is you put the comma between the second and third sentence. When you choose a shulfin, you also potter. What did it talk about when you do a hezek, you have to pay? Well, of course, we just mentioned the whole time till now. Last week, Karen is just coming to tell you that here's the one piece of the Mishnah that we spoke about Karen. So, according to Shmuel, we didn't speak about a Karen till now, as the Gemara said earlier in the Masechta. Coming to tell me Karen. Already in the first Mishnah we said Shor. That includes all the points of Shor. Chava Mazik, Lasui Maris, Chava Mazik, Kotehad. Lasui Ad, the ones Kotehad the following. Kashizik Chava Mazik, Lavi Shor Mechinom, Ve'ashoyel, Noisisachar, Ve'asoicher. We talk about the four Shoyim. If they are Shoyim, they are guarding an axe of somebody else. Shiziko Be'im B'shu. So now the Be'im went and did a hezek. So who's going to pay? The Gemara is going to explain in a second the exact case. But in that case, you have the deal like any other owner that they pay half a nezik for a tam, full nezik for a muad. If it was broken in the night, meaning they were guarding, and suddenly it was broken into, someone broke into their chutzner. So either the wall broken into on its own, when it wasn't his fault, or there were thieves that came in, and she wanted to do hezek potter, he guarded, he's fine. So according to what we said, according to Rav, that Chizuk Chavamazik, according to this gears of the Gemara, the Chizuk Chavamazik is not referring to the previous case of the Mishnah. Previous case of the Mishnah, he potter. Chizuk Chavamazik van Nizak. Chizuk Chavamazik comes to add a new case, the Yuchayev. What Yuchayev? The Shoyim Yuchayev. So says the Gemara, hey, what's exactly the case? Either they ask it toward the mashil or toward the shoyel. The mashil, meaning the Reuven has an axe, he lent it to Shimon. Shimon right now is the guard, because a shoyel, someone who's borrowing, is said to be a guard. So if the axe of Reuven is gored the axe of Shimon, if the shore of Reuben will be mazik, because right now Shimon is guarding it, so Shimon is responsible. So now the Reuben who gored Shimon, you have to pay, of course, that. So the Gemara says it can't be that we're talking about the Reuben gored Shimon. Meaning Shimon is holding on, he's the guard of Reuben's ox, and now the shore went and it hurt his own shore. You're responsible. The house can turn the shoyel, turn the mash. Talk about the opposite. What happened was that the shoyel Shimon borrowed the axe from Reuven. Shimon has another axe. That axe hurt the axe of Reuven. What is the din of a shoyel? Shoyel is responsible to give back the axe that he borrowed back to the lender. That's the din. It's chayav in everything, even in einsim. Right? I mean, except Mesa Machs Melocha. There's one case. But a shor is chayav in everything. So if I borrowed, Shimon is borrowing a shor from Reuven, it doesn't matter what happened to the shor of Reuven, how it got damaged. He always has to pay back. So now that the shor of Shimon, gored the shor of Shimon, of Reuven, he doesn't have to pay fully. It says, Tam Mishal Chatzin Ezek. That can't be. That's the Gemara's asking. Ilu Daske turned the shor to the Mashi, Lemele, Ilu Itzik Mel, you got hurt for something else. Bais a Shlum Kuli Torah, you have to pay the entire shor. Hashtu the ask it Torah Didoch, now that you're sure heard mine sure. Pagan is good to Shamat Ling, you pay only half of his top. Says the Gemara, Elam, what do you have to say? Lordum the ask it Torah the Mashi, the Torah the shor. The Torah of Reuven, the shor of Reuven, gored the shor of Shimon. So it's like, but Shimon is responsible. So no, he's not responsible. Why not? It's a very specific case. He told Shimon took from Reuven the shor. He said, I'm going to guard your shor. They should not get hurt. If you dial them down from top, He did not accept it himself if he does any damage. He basically said like this, Reuben, I'm going to borrow your shor. And I'm going to make sure that your shor does not get hurt. But if your shor goes wild and does bad damages, I'm not taking care of it. I'm not a guard on your shor. I'm going to make sure your shor doesn't get hurt. But for him not to go and do something that I'm not doing. So, and therefore, when Reuben's shor was hurting Shimon, Reuben has to pay. Because Shimon is not responsible for the damages Reuben's shor is doing. Only for the damage Reuben's shor is going to incur. So, look at the next part. If broken into, came a thief, took it, and he was Zika Pater. But if it was not broken in the day, meaning he could have run after it, according to you, I'm not responsible for the Nizakim that the shor Reuben did. So why have to pay for it? So you're right. You have to add all the sentences to this brayso. In Kibel Ol Shviras Nizakim Chayav. If he didn't accept the Shvir of Nizakim, then he's responsible for any damage the shor Reuben does. Now, if in this case, if in this case you got broken in the night, or the thieves took it and she went to be mazik, potter. Any potter. Why? Because then it's oinus. It's oinus, you're not chayav. Even a shoyel that usually is chayav and einzim, that's a normal way of oinzim. Oinzim that is really out of his control completely. In the middle of the night, the wall fell and it was unexpected, completely unexpected, or thieves came in the middle of the night and he had no way to do it, you're potter. So what he's saying over here? So he's saying that he wasn't able to go and damage it, and then when she was mazik, so even if you got shmiras zakov, you're potter. So meaning even though, just to clarify, the shayla will still have to pay if thieves came and took the ox of Reuben. Shimon's got to pay Reuben, but Shimon doesn't have to pay for the nizikin that the shor Reuben is doing to others. Even though he keep it al shmiras zakov, he keep Shmiras Zakov only in some normal way, not when it was done be'oinus. He's not able to control the shor of Reuben. So that's the end of the brayso. The word concludes. The brayso is telling you that when Shimon accepts the responsibility of Reuben's shor, there's two ways. First of all, you accept responsibility for Reuben's shor not to get damaged. Second thing is for Reuben's shor not to damage. So the beginning of the brayso talks about he accepted himself only the first thing, not to get damaged. That's his chayav. But if you damage, you have to pay. The second part of the brayso speaks about he accepted both, so that's why now he is going to be responsible for any damages Reuben's shor did, unless it was be'oinus. Say the Gomer.